Good morning. Socks and shoes. I have to go back to my job. Is this the week I leave? Have I given it enough time that I can say if things don't change this week, I'm leaving next? I grabbed my kids' socks. Can I wear them? We're going to see. How are you? How are you managing the heat? How's all those choices you've made up till now? How's that all working for ya? If I remember correctly, there was somebody probably trying to give you another direction. Can I make these work? I think I can make these work. And I have shorts on underneath my dress. How's all those choices working for you? How you managing this summer? Where's your brain? Where's your mind? Where's your emotional well-being? How's your gut health? This is something that I noticed while being off this week. My body does not hurt like it does when I am at that establishment. My brain doesn't hurt because I am not dealing with people who do not have any manners, etiquette, or really have any reason being out in the public. You can come at me on that one, I don't care. I was at the dollar store yesterday talking to the lady who's probably a little older than me, who's retired. And I say, how are you dealing with the general public? And she goes, oh my God, what is going on? What is wrong with them? I said, well, you're not the only one, sissy. You are not the only one. Hang on, tennis shoes. And she said, what has happened? What has happened? We don't have enough time for me to tell you what has happened. But I do know one thing. I understand now that why old people tell you what they think and they don't care how you feel about it. Did you see that they finally fired the CEO of Cracker Barrel? And her response was, I feel like America has fired me. What the hell? I guess I scratched myself. Yeah, America fired you because we're tired of this weird nonsense that doesn't belong in businesses. We are tired of seeing businesses that should be functioning based on brand and not having ideology brought into an establishment. The place I work, it's very diverse. I mostly keep my mouth shut. They kind of know I'm a conservative. But I'm also a free thinker, creative human being. I don't care who you love. I don't care how you love it. Just don't throw it in my face. Everybody's welcome. Just know how to act. That's all. Know how to act. If you're in your own business and you were seeing people point fingers without taking accountability for the decisions that they have made in the business, does it give you an inkling of why the business might be failing? Now, what do I know? I'm just a business coach. I teach creative-minded women who want to start all these side hustles. But you have to understand, first and foremost, who really is your customer and who has the money to spend in your establishment. And if you are alienating the people with the money who want to come in and they want to enjoy or buy or purchase or have your service, how weird is your company that people will not come in there to spend their money? Think about that. Think about that. Think about your company. Who's making those decisions? And as you are doing your job, is it clear whose fault it really is? And can you see how much those poorly made decisions are affecting revenue in your company? Think about it. I don't know. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? You know, I've worked in the restaurant industry 32 years. The general public has changed. Any restaurant that is still strong and going and moving forward, they've stayed pretty much steady within their prices. Granted, some have had to raise to, compete with what their third party purchasing. Prices have stayed the same. Consistency has stayed the same. There's not been big turnover. Nobody talks about wokeness. Nobody talks about ideology. Nobody throws anything in anybody's face. They're there to dine. They're there to experience really good hospitality. And what is hospitality? Hospitality is when somebody's walking through the door and you greet them. Hey, how are you? Little talk. Small talk. Have you been here before? Grab a table. Let me seat you. No, you can't go outside. It's 1,000 degrees outside. Let's use some common sense. That's going to be a big thing today. I'm not going outside. And I don't know if I want to go outside ever again to work on a patio. And if it's nice out according to you, don't you dare ask me to go sit on a patio and have some drinks. It ain't happening at this age in life. It's not. Hospitality is how you treat your customer, how you interact with them. The sales part of that is, what can I get you to drink? What can I get you to eat? Can I offer you an appetizer? Here's the selection. People have forgotten all that. Then let's talk about the way that you look. I'm not setting the world on fire. 65 years old. You want to see the outfit of the day? Love this. Whoa, as I knock everything over. My little dress. I do have shorts on underneath it. Got a little tank underneath it because, I'm always afraid I'm going to fall. And I don't want all my bits hanging out. Image. Image says everything about how you are approaching your customers, especially if you were serving food. If you were, entertaining, if you're behind the bar. Unless you're in some dive-ass tavern where you're allowed to, hang all out, which why you would do that, it just cheapens you, makes the place look even cheaper, and your quality of customers. Do you know, rule of thumb, when you dress up, you clean yourself up, it attracts better people into your business? Are you aware of that? Are you aware if you stick to the program and not change it, keep everything the same, regardless of that dollar here or there that you need to raise to keep up with all that purchasing from that third party, it needs to stay consistent. It needs to have tradition. So understand, if your business is failing, instead of pointing fingers at other people, if you are pointing fingers at other people for why your business is failing, look to see who's the decision maker within the establishment. And are they taking accountability for all of those poor decisions that they are making? Again, I business coach. I teach women how to market, how to advertise, how to do UGC, how to coordinate, what it is that they are trying to do with their creative side. Understand what your brand is. Understand who your money customers are that want to come in and spend on good quality. Good quality. It's going to be rough going back to work today. It really is. I'll be very honest with you. I don't know. Is this the week I'm leaving? Is next week my last week? My check was so low, and I was comparing last year at this time. Last year at this time, I had made a little over $16,000. This year, I've barely made $11,000. Now, yes, the restaurant industry is changing. More and more people can't afford to eat out. More and more people who are coming out, they just don't tip. Until I can build my business back up, where I can talk about consistency and tradition and what real hospitality looks like in any business. Even if you were setting up for a vendor show, you still have to have certain etiquette. You still have to have everything presentable so if somebody wants to even buy from you. Your image says everything about who you are, how you speak, how you articulate, how you present what it is that you were offering. That even comes down to if you are a tradesman, you're in some field. Whoever you were sending in to represent your company, they better look like they're dressed to the nines. That first image, those first words, that first form of hospitality, that's going to get people interested. And then you go in and you tell them, testimony, where they can go to see your other credentials, how you've worked. We have a society right now that is just suffering immensely. Suffering immensely. Ideology needs to stay out of all businesses if you want to thrive in this newer market, in the newer economy. There are just some things that don't need to be diverse. When you have a business idea and you are implementing what the product or the service is, stick with the brand. That's all you need to do. Stick with the brand. The original concept of why the brand was even designed, why it even came about. If you would like to learn more about who I am and what I do, first of all, you can, go Google my name, Kitryn Marie. I'm going to show up the first 4 or 5 pages. If you're interested in my business coaching class, it is $95. It's a 3-4 hour class. It's not a course. Take what you need, leave what you don't. If you're interested in learning how to put a vision board together based in life coaching, it is $65. If you want to take a painting class, group, minimum 11, $48. I bring all the supplies. It's going to be rough going in today with the heat, with the mindset of people who cannot think outside of a box because it's all they see is tunnel vision, narrow-mindedness. And I'm having a real hard time at 65 not speaking my mind. Fate turns on a dime, and you decide what side of that coin you want to be on. Be thankful, be blessed, be happy for everything. I'm Kitryn Marie, an artist, writer, speaker, life, and a business coach. Reside in St. Louis, Missouri. Published author, When He Had Her. I teach a variety of art and communication classes. Y'all take care. Think about your own choices, your own decisions. Think about thinking outside that box. Think about those people that tried to give you and offer you a whole other life. And look at where you are right now. How's it working for you? Take care. See you soon. Bye.